Imagine a great flat plain. It stretches out as far as your eye can see. Two mighty rivers flow through this land, the Tigris and the Euphrates. The ancient Greeks called this place Mesopotamia. It means the land between the rivers. This was a fertile place, a place where things could grow. The water from the rivers made the soil rich and dark. It was here, in this cradle of civilization, that great cities were born. Cities made of mud brick, rising from the earth itself. It was a landscape that shaped its people. They learned to control the water. They built canals to carry it to their fields. This land was a gift, but it was also a challenge. But our story is about one city in particular, a city that would become the greatest in the world. Its name was Babylon. In the year 1894 BCE, a new group of people came to power in Babylon. They were the Amorites. Their first king was a man named Sumu-Abum. He built up the city's walls. He made them thick and strong. This was a dangerous time. Other cities were always looking for weakness. The Babylonians believed their city was special. It was the Bab-Elim, which means gate of the gods. They believed it was a direct link between the heavens and the earth. Their chief god was Marduk. At first, Marduk was just a local god, but as the city grew in power, so did its god. Now we meet the first giant of our story. His name is Hammurabi. He became king in 1792 BCE. He was a brilliant leader. For the first part of his reign, he was patient. Then one by one, he conquered the other cities of Mesopotamia. He united the whole region under his rule. But Hammurabi is not remembered most for his conquests. He is remembered for his laws. He wanted to create a society that was fair and just. So he ordered his scribes to collect all the laws of his kingdom. They gathered 282 laws. They covered everything. After Hammurabi's death, his empire did not last long. His sons were not as strong as he was. The empire began to crumble. In 1595 BCE, a people called the Hittites swept down from the north. They sacked the great city of Babylon. For the next few centuries, Babylon was ruled by others. A group called the Kassites took control. They ruled for over 400 years. To the north, the kingdom of Assyria was growing stronger. The Assyrians were a military people. They were brutal and efficient. And in 626 BCE, a Babylonian leader named Nabopolassar saw his chance. He was a Chaldean from the southern part of Mesopotamia. He led a rebellion against the Assyrians. In 612 BCE, they captured and destroyed the great Assyrian capital, Nineveh. The hated enemy was finally defeated. A new Babylonian empire was born from the ashes of the old. Nabopolassar's son was the man who would make Babylon great again. His name was Nebuchadnezzar II. He is the second giant of our story. He was one of the most powerful rulers of the ancient world. This wealth would be used to transform Babylon into the most magnificent city on earth. Of all Nebuchadnezzar's building projects, one has captured the imagination more than any other. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. They were known as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. To keep this garden alive in the hot, dry climate of Babylon was a huge challenge. This was the real marvel of the gardens, the engineering that kept them green and flourishing all year round. What was it like to live in this great city? Thanks to the Babylonians' favorite writing material, we know a surprising amount. They wrote on tablets of wet clay. Babylonian society was well organized. At the top was the king. Below him were the nobles, priests, and army officers. Then came the common people. The Babylonians were brilliant scientists and mathematicians. They watched the night sky very carefully. They believed the movements of the planets and stars were messages from the gods. They developed a number system based on 60. We still use it today. It's why we have 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour. The golden age of Nebuchadnezzar could not last forever. While Babylon was becoming weaker from the inside, a new power was rising in the east. The Persians were led by a remarkable king. His name was Cyrus the Great. The end came in the year 539 BCE. Cyrus the Great and his Persian army marched on Babylon. The Persian army could not get past the city's massive walls. So Cyrus came up with a clever plan. He had his soldiers dig a canal to divert the water of the Euphrates River. As the water level dropped, it became shallow enough for the soldiers to wade through. They entered the city by walking along the riverbed, under the walls. The Bible tells a famous story about this night. Suddenly, a mysterious hand appeared. It wrote a message on the wall: Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin. That very night, Belshazzar was killed. The city of Babylon fell. Cyrus the Great was a different kind of conqueror. He did not destroy Babylon, he respected it. Babylon became an important part of the vast Persian Empire. It was no longer the capital of the world, but it was still a great city. Over the centuries, Babylon's importance continued to decline. Slowly, it fell into ruin. The mud bricks of its great buildings crumbled back into the earth. The desert sands blew over the walls. But in the 19th century, European archaeologists began to explore Mesopotamia. In the early 20th century, a team led by a German archaeologist named Robert Koldewey began to excavate a large mound. They found it. They had discovered the lost city of Babylon. The story of Babylon is a powerful one. The great walls and towers have crumbled. But the legacy of Babylon lives on. It lives on in our laws, in our clocks and calendars. The journey to Babylon is a journey into the very foundations of our own world.